Yeah.
is to give user the access to edit the page while previewing it. Okay, so it is one of the core functionalities of any CMS. Okay,
Hmm.
right. So in CMS, when you create content, right, you should give author the way to preview his changes. Okay, making while he make his change, he should be able to preview his change immediately. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's called in context. While making the changes, he would be able to see that.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's two kind of modes in Webcenter site. The one is web mode, the second is form mode. Now
Hmm.
in web mode, what happen is in form mode, like what we have covered till now. Okay, a form is there and the content author creates a form and he fill in the form, and
Yeah.
once that form thing is done, okay, he can view in a new browser or view in the same window. Okay, and he
Hmm.
can changes.
Yeah.
But in context editing, he goes to the web mode, and while previewing his changing itself directly, he can make the change while watching the page. Okay, while previewing the page, he can make his changes. So that's
Yeah. Correct.
in context mode for you. Okay, so something you have to remember for in context editing, that's very important. The first thing is that we are going to use inside tag.
Yes.
Okay, so this tag library has to be included. Most of the time people do not include
Hmm.
this tag library, and this would create problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so remember you have to involve this tag library. There are two modes in Web Center side. One is form mode, second is web mode. Okay, so for example, if I can show you this as instance, and if I log in here,
Reka.
okay, so this is form mode and this
Hmm.
is web mode.
That mode.
Okay, so he can see his changes. Once he click edit button, he would be able to change this title as well. So that's
Hmm.
called in context editing.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
how we achieve it? We achieve it through the code. Till now, what we have used ICS list get
Hmm.
to render the value. Okay, instead of ICS list get, what we are going to do is we just I would say we will use inside tag. Okay, instead of ICS list get.
Okay.
Okay, so
Hmm.
let's see how we do it. So for that, I'll start my Eclipse. Okay, so now let's go to the header first. So first thing what you have to do for in context editing is to replace the inside edit tag, right? That's the
Hmm.
most important thing. So first of all, we have to use
Hmm.
inside TLD. Any
Yeah.
tag that we use here, like asset set, okay, or
Hmm.
ICS, we have to have the TLD here.
Yes.
Otherwise, the WebLogic won't be able to understand, the application server won't be able to understand the context, and no
Hmm.
function would be implemented. So
Okay.
these tags basically are kind of are a functions, okay,
Hmm.
in Java. So once we use
Yeah.
them, the web application server would call that function and would pass these as an arguments.
Hmm.
So that's why it is important to, I mean, to have this tag library involved. Okay,
Okay.
now so we'll just include it here. Okay, can you see this?
Hmm. Yes.
I've
Yeah.
included this inside tag library.
Correct.
So that's very important. Most of the time, people make this mistake, and because of
Hmm.
that, they won't be. They put their tag here, but they don't get the desired result. So it's very
Yeah.
important.
Hmm. I did that for render also.
Yes. Okay. So that's very
Hmm.
important. So I told you right. We have to change ICS to list get.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So first of all, let's. This is our
Hmm.
company name, right?
Hmm.
So I'll
Hmm.
just put it as. I'll just put this like this.
Mm.
Okay, so what's the list name is title list. So I'll put title list here. And what is the attribute? Title.
Okay.
Company name. Company name. Okay, so this is company name, right? Any question about this field and title? List is the same what you have created here, and then you have included the company name. Okay,
Okay.
I'll go to the my contributor interface, and now see this.
Mm.
We have form mode and web mode. I told you, right? This is form mode where user would create it and he just need to preview it like this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so this is form mode. Now in web mode, I just click here.
Mm.
I just click on the web mode, and
Mm.
then once you click edit button,
Mm.
the in context editing would start. Say this,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
correct?
Yeah.
So you can now you can see that the user can
Mm.
modify
Mm.
the title along with the while
Yeah.
previewing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's very important. So user
Yeah.
can modify the title while previewing it.
Mm.
Save this,
Mm.
right? Now we'll do the
Mm.
same thing with the callers. So
Mm.
use the same, add it, okay, copy it and
Mm.
put it here,
Mm.
and we'll just comment out this one.
Activity scholars.
Sorry, I just need to put it here.
Scholars. Mm.
You can get the attribute from top.
Mm.
Okay, and
Mm.
refresh this.
Mm.
You can refresh, click on this refresh button to refresh the changes. Okay, so now you can see
Okay.
that this has been also applied.
Yeah.
So if a user wants to modify the value, so just see this,
Mm.
which mode is good for the user by going here and then clicking on the recent header
Mm.
and then
Created
doing it,
content. Yeah.
or
Web
he can
mode.
just go to the home
Mm.
and then just he can upload it.
Yeah. Mm.
Correct.
Yeah. Correct.
So that's why this in context editing is a better way, better experience for the content author. And like this way, you can change each and everything that you see, any string value that you see
Mm.
on your
Mm.
page. Okay, so
Yeah.
like this slogan goes here, welcome to your company. Okay, so
Mm.
the example I'm talking about is for a string. So all the strings fields are present in the uh, on the page can be changed dynamically, can be made in context editable. Okay,
Mm.
and this is the way that you have to use,
Mm. Okay.
right? Now
Yeah.
in context editing we have two more things. Okay, this is this string, right? But
Mm.
what about the asset? Okay, so for example we have to drag and drop the whole asset. We have this header
Yeah.
asset right here.
Mm.
Okay, so if I
Mm.
want to just replace the whole asset itself, okay,
Okay.
so how we
Mm.
take care of it, so I'll tell you about that next. Okay,
Mm.
so for that we have to use something called inside call template. If you know this Harrison homepage layout, right?
Mm.
This one here, render, we are using render call template.
Yeah.
Instead
Yeah.
of render call template, we will use inside call template.
Oh.
Both
Okay.
inside call template and render call template support asset level caching. Okay,
Mm.
so it's going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is render call template and CNC ID. Now, This is one thing. The Let's see how we make it in inside call template. Okay, so let me just put it there. So I just put this inside call template here. I'll just comment this out, render call template.
Mm.
Okay, I'm just giving one example. The same can be applied, can be applicable for the other types. Okay, for
Yeah.
strings and for assets can be applied in the same way. So I'm just giving you in one example.
Okay.
Okay, I hope everything is correct, right? So I'll, for the time being, I'll just remove this slot and variant. I don't need it.
Mm.
I'll
Mm.
explain you what they are for. Okay.
Mm.
Now I'll go to the my Firefox and now I refresh it.
Mm.
Some error is there. Let me just. So it's not working. Let me see what's the reason. The reason is the inside tag library is missing. So I'll just put
Yeah.
inside tag library here.
Mm.
Always remember, if your tag doesn't work, then
Mm.
the most of the time the problem with the inside tag library. It's not
Okay.
included in the JSP.
Mm.
Okay, so now go here, make your changes, and I think everything is, just look around and see if there's any
Mm.
error. I think everything is seems fine. I'll go to the Firefox, I'll refresh it and see. You got it.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
So now if
Mm.
you hover over your asset, you can see it's
Mm.
changes, right? You'll
Yes.
get some
Yes.
options. If I cross it, you will get a slot. So now what
Okay.
I can do is I can search for an asset, header
Mm.
asset.
Mm.
I can drop it here,
Okay. Mm.
right? I can drop this. If there's
Mm.
no call value, you can just change it as well.
Mm.
Okay, see how easy it is for a content author to make changes now. Okay,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
doesn't need to go to the form mode, and that's why it's
Mm.
very important for Webcenter site developers to provide this in context editing,
Mm.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now he can make his changes without going to the form mode.
Mm.
Similarly, we can do the same with banner, articles, all other assets.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
now this is the syntax inside call template. We have to give the template names, CCID field is what you have, what is the field of that particular asset, and
Mm.
then page ID and page ID. Okay, so this is the standard syntax.
Mm.
I'll just include these as well. Okay, so what this is one I would say one example. Okay, there's some other things as well that we can cover in context editing. Okay, so I'll tell you about that as well. So we have something called presentation editing. Okay, what is presentation editing? In this, not only asset, not only the content, we can also select the author can select the template at runtime. Okay,
Mm.
so if
Mm.
you go
Okay.
here, right now he has one template, but what if he wants to change this template to pagelet to some other pagelet at runtime? Okay, now for that, some presentation editing would come into picture. So first I'll
Mm.
create one more pagelet with main header, with header main as a name. Okay, so I go here and I'll create this. This user doesn't have that. So I'll create header main, click on the T button, template creation wizard, select your
Mm.
site and give the name header main,
Mm.
give the type, timing, and within an HTML layout, next, and cache, finish. So I've created one more pagelet. It's similar to header main in each and every aspect. Only thing is that
Mm.
I want to show you the variants that user can select variants at
Mm.
runtime. So I'll give it as a separate variable. I'll make it, instead of call us, I'll say it as contact us.
Okay.
In real
Mm.
project scenarios, there would be a lot of changes. Okay,
Mm.
but I'm just giving one changes to make you understand.
Mm.
Now come to your inside call template. Here, give the slot. Slot is the name of your section. Okay, where you drop
Okay.
the assets, and
Mm.
variant is to pagelet that is supported.
Okay.
So main
Mm.
header, user can change either main header, header main. You can give n number of pagelets by separating with the pipe.
Okay. Mm.
and um, header slot. In order to work, in order to make variant work, you have to provide the slot name. So that's mandatory. So just go to the.
Slot name. See, you told variant can be any number of things. In that case, slot name what will give?
I'm sorry, what is that?
Variant can be any number in the sense it's
What I
only
mean
for head.
is mean this out of these pagelets, this can be
Yeah, means even footer can be associated. That's what I'm asking.
anything, any
Then
inside.
slot. What will be the slot name then? If
I'll
it's
tell you. Okay, let
footer.
me just explain you later. Okay,
Hmm.
so if you have this, just go to the Firefox, refresh it now first. Now you will get this extra section. Now look it closely. If I click just change layout, you would get two pagelets: header main header. If I select main header, apply, the look would change to callers, and if I change this to header main, it would change to contact us. I can make this right left as well. Okay, I can bring contact us in the left, header at the right. So it's your wish. I mean, what you are doing is, remember, we can associate template with the asset. You remember we have template. We can select template at runtime for asset. Here we are
Hmm.
selecting the template for the pagelet, one particular section.
Hmm.
So user now have the minute level control as well
Hmm.
if he wants to do that. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
Now similarly, we can do this for header, footer, banner, all other components. Okay,
Hmm.
we can create slot name for all of them, footer slot, article slot, and we can give variants. Instead of your main template, we can give one more variant
Okay.
that they can choose at runtime.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Got it.
So this is, you're enhancing the experience of content author.
Hmm. Yeah.
It would be easy for him to create the change, create the content easily. Okay,
Yeah.
without going into the form mode and without adding the complexities.
Yeah.
Right. So this is presentation editing for you.
Hmm.
Uh, the last topic in context editing is called,
Hmm.
that is called start menu, in context start menus. Now
Okay.
what is in context start menus, I'll tell you. This is a simple start menu, right? Harrison
Yeah.
asset, it's a
Yeah.
simple link. Click here, it would ask you to
Do the thing.
choose a asset and then create a page. But what if you directly move the page creation process to in context mode? Okay, he can directly come here and he can just need to fill in his content, that's it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So if you want to do it, what you have to do is you just go to the admin.
Mm-hmm.
He can go to admin, and here he can just go to the start menu and click add new insight page, and here he just select the page, new, and in the type option he can select the new insight.
Okay.
Rest everything would remain same.
Mm.
Save contributor. Now if he click content new, he would say new insight page.
Mm.
Once you get new insight page, now see the way of creating it. So he is first have to select the subtype home page, select
Mm.
the template, give the name insight page, click continue.
Mm.
He will get slot. He can just fill in the content here like this,
Mm.
and see his page is ready.
Mm.
Correct.
Yeah.
So can you understand that how easy it would, instead of that, if he would have gone through the normal page,
Every asset you have to create and everything.
he has to drag and drop each and every asset.
Yes.
But now just compare this way of creating the content and this way, the other way of creating the content.
Yeah.
It's more intuitive,
Mm.
more formal, and easy for the content author to create it,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So that's all
I have
about.
one question actually. It's not respect to this, but see,